Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This will be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So we're going to do a guide today on Knullhorn. Knullhorn is just a rare that is completely, I guess, underrepresented. Absolutely insane rare. Look at the sort of stats I've put him in here. Pretty slow. Tried to keep his gear level down. 171 speed. Put his accuracy up quite high. Quite defensive. So we've got defense, speed, life still set, accuracy here, defense. So all kind of level 12 or less gear, apart from those boots. We're going to pair him up with people in similar sort of gear to this. So Apothecary, all pretty similar level gear. Similar level gear on our Diabolist, War Maiden, similar level gear. Zephyra, Armiger, yeah, all the champs I'm going to use here are in similar standard gear today. And you're going to see us take on some level 20 dungeons. And pretty much the Knullhorn is the MVP of this setup. So if you look here, he's got a great leadership ability. I'll show you his kit actually. Before we get into it. He has got this leadership aura, 27% increased defense in all dungeons. Brilliant aura for a rare. He's got an A1, just does damage based on the amount of HP this guy's lost, and he's going to lose it a bit, and I'll show you why. He's got an A2, places provoke on all enemies for 1 turn, so you want your accuracy to be up. Also puts an increased defense on himself, and then he's got an A3 on a 3-turn cooldown, both of these, which makes him unkillable for 2 turns. So you can get pretty close to making him completely unkillable. If I made him faster, which I could do, it doesn't really need life steal set. I could even just go for speed boots. Let's do it now quick. All speed gear. Let's see if I can get some substats of speed, but keep the gear level down. Keep the gear level down. So I'm trying to replicate as if someone was wearing perhaps 5-star gear instead of 6. I don't have a load of 5-star gear, but that's what I'm trying to replicate here is lower level gear. Helm. Here we go. The lower level gear. So we've got them up to nearly 200 speed. Okay. So we've got speed. We've got crowd control. I think we're going to bring in a 2nd speed unit here. And then we've got our poison for the main boss. But watch the way he deals with these waves. So we're going to speed up. We're going to drop our defense with our War Maiden. See that? Provoke AoE there. So now all of the damage is coming into him and he's completely unkillable. So the other great thing about him is even if it's a negative affinity like it is right now, because he doesn't strike, because he doesn't hit with his provoke, you can actually take him into any dungeon and he'll still land the provoke 100% of the time as long as you've got enough accuracy. Because he's not striking, there's no chance of a weak hit because he's not actually hitting anyone. So you can see here, full bunch of rares, all of them with kind of level 12 gear, and we are just walking our way through wave 1 without any trouble at all. Because he's controlling all of the damage. Everything's coming into him. You kind of would have liked to hold on to that provoke until the start of the next wave, but I think we're good anyway. We're going to go on to wave 2. He'll use his unkillable first, which is not ideal. Hopefully gets his provoke there. There it is. And again, the waves have got no chance to do anything but A1 against our Knullhorn, which makes him actually insane. On the main part of the dragon boss, he's not going to be the damage. He's done his job by then. But for wave control, absolutely insane. You can see here, we're going to get through that easy. I'll show you the dragon going down. He's not going to do a lot there. It's going to be more about the Kale at that point. But insane crowd control. Let's get on to the next dungeon. So let's take it on to 2nd dungeon then. Ice Golem, similar sort of setup, double speed. Armiger in for this one for the damage and a bit more control here. You could bring War Maiden here as well and get the drop defense, but for Ice Golem it's more about slow and steady. But see this, provoke the whole team again. We're just rotating that around really quickly and he puts his unkillable on. Really, as soon as he's got those 2 things done, the waves have got nothing left to do other than just walk into him, give him a tickle. He's got his increased defense up. We've got somebody in there giving us a bit of a heal. And slow and steady, we're going to get to the boss. It's not speed running, it's not kind of crazy fast times, but you saw the level of gear we're running with here. You can see we're on level 20 dungeons. So to be running level 20 dungeons with level 12 gear across the board is kind of nuts with rares basically. So I'll show you us getting onto the next wave, because the next wave is almost as difficult as the boss. And I'll show you how easy he makes this second wave. Obviously I've got stun set here on my Diabolist. Stun set is great for wave control as well, just as that kind of extra support, helps keep your tanks alive because they're not taking hits. But yeah, there we go again. I'm going to get through to the next one. I hope he doesn't provoke before we get there. Doesn't. So we should have provoke up pretty quickly here. Might be the first move on next. That's going to be his next move. We do need him to get that round before they do their shriek. So there it is. They can't do their shriek now. The shriek is what does all of the damage on this wave. We've completely nullified their damage. So again, on the boss, he does do a bit of work on the boss. He provokes the 2 adds on the boss, so that all of the debuffs are coming in on him. But yeah, just really solid carry to get you through to a dungeon boss. I'm going to skip on. Let's have a look at Fire Knights and see what you can do there. So next setup then we've got is pretty similar again. I'm just bringing Fellhound in here to help me break the shield. But we've got positive affinity, so does even more work here. Armor for turn meter, couple of speed champs, AoE damage. And you'll see here again, Knullhorn totally wrecks the waves by just completely provoking them. So, at no point here, even more so with Fellhound, if we was to get that take no damage buff as well, but we don't really even need it. Fellhound can just go out and push damage if he wasn't being silly. But yeah, we just provoke the waves up the whole time, make him unkillable. He absolutely just lets us plow our way through the waves. Again, it's slow and steady, guys. This is not a team that is going to be speed, speed, speed. It's actually about, can you make a team get you all the way through to a dungeon boss really with no effort? 0 effort. You saw his gear. It's reasonable at best. And then we've got other people here doing damage. Probably I should have brought War Maiden in for drop defense, actually. Would have been easier. Because we're not doing too much damage here. But slow and steady, we will get to the boss. And then it's about, can we drop the turn meter of the boss? And pretty much we've got an Armiger in here that can do that. And we've got someone that's going to help us with the shield. So I'm going to whiz this on. I'll show you the boss part of the fight. And you'll see that we've basically carried our way all the way to the boss because of Knullhorn. Totally underrated rare. And farmable as well. So here we are then. We're on to the boss. We can see here, the reason why Fellhound is here because we break that shield so much quicker. Knullhorn does not do anything on the bosses. Let's be honest. That's not what he's here for. But we do have people in here that, well, pretty much this is all about Armiger now. 2 people speeding him up. And then Armiger is just going to do all of the work. Keeping that turn meter down. Most of the time. Obviously, Fellhound helping us drop the shield in the first place is really important. And giving us a mini heal. But yeah, it's just about getting through the shield and then keeping that shield off. So this reflect damage here drops it 5 turns. I've shown you this before. And then we should, fingers crossed, just keep it down now with Armiger. Unless he gets resists. Like that. But yeah, keeps it down, halfway down. Always got speed up with 2 speed champs in here. Halfway down again. We've got a chance to drop some extra turn meter here with the Diabolist. And that is going to be Fire Knights. So you can see, I mean, Gnaarlhorn is not the carry on the boss fights. He's only the carry getting us to the boss. But it does mean that you can bring other champions in then that can do the work on the boss because he's helped you get there so easy. We're not going to do this quick. It's going to be a really long fight. It's not about a quick team, as I said. It's about a team that's going to win. So I'll show you the last dungeon then. We're going to show you spiders next and see what you can do there. So the last dungeon then is going to be spider. Now spider, he's not as effective, I'd say, because you're not trying to control waves, but you can control those spiderlings. So what we can do here is we can use him as a spiderling tank whilst everybody else is doing the work for us. So as long as we click the boss when you've got an ultimate Gaelic on your team, we get decreased defense and attack down. He puts his own increased attack on. All of the spiderlings are provoked into our Gnullhorn. I don't know why we didn't do our HP burn there. I think maybe we're going to do it this turn. Quite sure why we didn't just do it second turn. Anyway, HP burn goes on right across the board. He's still unkillable for a full another turn, so the spiderlings will now go somewhere else. Once they've used that first provoke up, the spiderlings go somewhere else. Gets a provoke back just clutch in time, but it doesn't really matter. Cold Heart's already done her job. And at this point, we're just waiting for the HP burns to kind of do their job. So it's enough of a gap between the deaths to enable us to get those HP burns out. People are starting to drop. It's fine. It's part of the kind of design of this team. And then we just need that second reset to get the next lot of HP burns out. So we get our increased attack back on. HP burn goes out. And we kind of clutch our way through. It looks like we're in distress. We're not in distress. It's the design of the team is that people are going to drop as you go. HP burn tends to be like that. You could definitely do more. You could put more security into it. Maybe you put a Armiger in this spot and put him up really sort of defensive, or you can have your Zephyr Sniper in this spot. But Knullhorn basically is the diversion, diverting you away from all this damage. So that's probably his best role in Spider, I'd say, acting as super diversion so that everyone else can do their damage. But for me, best all-round dungeon carry in the game for Rez. I'm sure there's not a better one. I have not found a better one than this. If you're struggling to get through dungeons because of waves, invest in a Gnullhorn. He's actually a beast. Also a beast in your faction war team. I mean, we should maybe just try him in the arena. It's not an arena chat. I can't try him in arena. I'm in plat. But in arena, he could kind of do the same thing, I guess. He provokes everybody out, makes himself unkillable, whilst the rest of your team do their damage. So he's kind of like crowd control for your arena team. Not his spot. It's not his spot, but he could do it. So yeah, guys, that's been Knullhorn. Really solid rare. Build him if you're struggling to get through waves in dungeons. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you soon.